What? I'm a DNA W and IHV overlays to prove it and identify the W. He sent entity energy route to P and C again. What? He sent two entities energies route to P and C again. He sent entity energy he or she route to P and C. He exited entity energy info FM the BDY route to P and C. United States of America any P and C. I didn't GB any P and C for AL. This did not GB any P and C for the info to be inserted into the BDY parts of this TM yet. Did not GB any P and C for any entity energy info to be inserted into the BDY. Did not GB any P and C for any entity energy info to exit the BDY. Did not GB any P and C for any entities energies he or she's to be sent to any locations or places or he or she's at this TM yet. What? And you inserted BL dash freaking U into the BDYIN with RG info AN. Then GB any P and C for the info to be inserted into the BDY at this TAME yet. And the DNA WN, HB overlays to prove it, and so identifies the WN. What? Last night in 6CMI, I had the UST 5 TIMEs. It's not going to be that AM this morning, is it? I shouldn't have the US to T5 TIMEs at 16CMI. You think before you make I verbalize. You think before you make I verbalize with GW, obviously not because you did AM. In 60MI last night, I need the US to T5 TIMEs. So in 60MI last night, I had the US to T5 TIMEs. I should not need the US to T5 TIMEs, 5 TIMEs in 60MI. I mean, I verbalized 5 TIMEs twice, 5 TIMEs. In 60MI, I should not need the US to T5 TIMEs to do the freaking P. In 60MI, I should not need the US to T5 TIMEs to do the freaking P. That being freaking said, is that going to be this morning too, where I'm going to need the US to T5 TIMEs and one freaking HR? Use W for me to verbalize that number. You can't make it verbalize a WD, a letter, a number, a statement, NS against my W, against United States LW. Now, am I going to need the US to TAN and a couple MI? You can't make a verbalize a WD, letter, a number, statement, NS, as my W, that's against United States. Shit. You can't make AS my verbalization, you can't KPI for verbalizing my W against my W is against United States LW. You cannot make a verbalize a WD, letter, a number, statement, NS against my W is against United States LW. And you can't be inserting into my BDY without the P and C. I didn't give you any P and C for the info to be inserted into this BDY at this given point. What? I don't think the lines on the forehead indicate you've been freaking OVWT. What? I'm OVWT, but I don't think the lines on your forehead indicate you've been OVWT. I'm OVWT, but I don't think the lines on your forehead indicate you're OVWT or been OVWT. What? You did AN. You made him think about V with UW and it's supposed to be what I W. You did AN. You made him think about V with UW and it's supposed to be what I W. You made me indicate the lines on your face could possibly indicate you've been OVWT when it doesn't. We might have to GT something. The lines on your forehead don't indicate you ever been OVWT, just indicate you HV lines on your forehead. We have to GT, you're indicating we don't know you. They said entity energy, he or she wrote the P and C in. It's fine if I have to explain OVOV. It's FIN. It's FIN if I have to explain OVOV. That being said, these lines right here don't indicate you ever been OVWT, even though I'm OVWT. These lines right here do not indicate you ever been OVWT or OVWT, just indicate you HV's lines. These lines right here do not indicate that you're OVWT or ever been OVWT, they just indicate you HV lines in your forehead. I'm not quite sure why I OV this. And then my hands look OD'er than they actually should at my age too. I don't know if that you're supposed to HV that would freaking or what, but I can't tell me my hands look OD'er than actually. I was actually going to verbalize the WD. We might have to GT something. Okay, I didn't realize there might be a T there. What? Unless I just think that I freaking... What? Do I just think my hands look OD'er than they actually do? They just put something off in my back. We didn't know what was there. We didn't know! Yeah, we're GTing that's gonna cause pain now. We didn't realize that. We, didn't realize it would cause pain now. We didn't realize. We didn't realize it would cause pain. You put the thing off in the neck, too. What? There obviously is a psychic on I, and you have this planned OT, and this whole thing is a SAUP. Why make I need to US to T, 5 TAMEs, and 60 MI? I have proof of it. You can't freaking D to the HPN. I literally HB proof that I had to US the T, 5 TAMEs, and 60 MI, and that's impossible. I freaking need it. I need the US to T, 5 TAM, E's to do the letter P, and 160 MI. I literally last night needed the US to T to do the letter P, 5 TAMEs, and 160 MI. Literally last night, I needed the US to T to do the letter P, 5 TAMEs, and 60 MI. So is there a psychic on I, and you have this all planned OT and set UP for this to HPN? Did you envy that thing in the neck where it's pointing towards the front of the neck muscles, where it could possibly stab me in the neck if it's freaking, and then you just envy that to the freaking side that's possibly going to reroute the freaking spine to that freaking side? I have no idea what this SCF is freaking indicated for. If I did, I don't freaking are it. Not like I was going to indicate. And the face in the neck is supposed to face the same direction as the front of the BDY when I'm sitting UP or laying DWN, unless I'm deciding to look DWN. Why wasn't this UP? Why do you have me like trying to put me chin to chest while I'm laying on my freaking side when you can't D-chin to chest? It's impossible. Only the bottom or whatever you would call this could possibly touch your chest. So they just envied it. Imagine two freaking things like this in my neck pointing DWN like this. They moved it freaking forwards to the front of the neck where they're certain something like a freaking K and F. They're possibly going to stab right through the neck if I ever get hit in the back of the neck like I did once. And AN, they just envied something like that in the back pointing, was it DWN up because they just made me FTGT. Anyway, whatever it is, it's possibly going to reroute the freaking spine, because I have no idea why this stuff was put in the BDY, what's its indentations, and if I did, I don't freaking alright. And more events approved, brain and letter A, they just made me FTGT what direction it was, I in the back, the MV was freaking pointing. But they're letting IR, what was I in the neck freaking. The one in the neck was PTing DWN, and now it's PTing freaking forwards, where it could possibly stab through the freaking neck if I remember HT'd in the back of the neck. And whatever it is in freaking back, whatever it is in freaking in the back, they KP'd that from freaking R, now what direction that was actually PTing. Well, anyway, I don't KW why it's the I in the BDY. If I did, I don't freaking R it, and it could possibly reroute the back into that direction. And I was standing BK a little bit to look like I'm standing UP because they GT. FTGT is supposed to be UP exactly when you stand UP. We didn't realize you had a second that could be freaking rerouted. If I have one in the neck, there might be one in the freaking BK too. You taking turns with the brainy, you knew just at this location. Are you taking turns with the brainy, you knew just this location and knew just for this freaking DY, are you new just this freaking H? Are you new with the brainy, you taking turns with the brainy, you literally knew at this location, this freaking HR, this freaking DY, this month, this YR 2024, you're freaking new? You weren't here when you rerouted that thing in the neck where it's PTHing to the front of the freaking neck where it could possibly stab right through. But you're letting me R that, but you're not letting me R what direction the one I in the back is. Is it facing UP to the side now, or is it facing DWN to the side now? I don't freaking R, because for some freaking RN you're KPing I from freaking R'ing, but you're not KPing from R'ing the freaking neck one. Especially with the... Now I gotta PY this BK, because literally on top of that, they just made me FTGT several things that I was actually verbalizing for some freaking RN. For some freaking RN, more evidence to prove brain and letter A, then may I FTGT several things this freaking morning, what I was verbalizing, and what direction that in the back was actually facing. More evidence to prove brain and letter A, they're inserting into my BDY info without the P's. I did not give you any P and C for the info to be inserted into my BDY parts of this TA yet. Where's this P and C? You're literally inserting into my BDY as I verbalize. We got a problem. Why put a UP if you're just going to GBK? That's what I indicated. Is there a bunch of psychics on me and this was planned OT and this was set UP for you to D that and would you D in the BK? And why make IFTGT what direction it was since you didn't make IFTGT what direction it was I in the neck that's freaking... More events to prove in letter A. They made IFTGT about 2 or 3 things this freaking morning. The direction, whatever is in the BK that's facing now, and what I was about to verbalize. And more evidence to prove that my PHCAM HV is an active HR and FZN, and then they would not let I bring up the freaking menu to restart it. No, seriously, FZN, and then would not let I bring up the freaking menu to freaking start it, on top of the CAM D-King, proving there's an active HRMSing with a filter, because the CAM is not supposed to D-K unless I choose for it. And why put a UP if you're just going to GBK? What? Why put a UP if you're just going to GBK? Why GUP if you're just going to put it PK? They put it PK. Why put a UP if you're just going to put it PK? Why D that if you're just going to put it PK? You do realize whatever you invade I in the freaking neck where it's facing towards the neck muscles could possibly stab through the neck muscles. I indicated this when HBN. and what you just envied in the freaking back could possibly reroute the spine. I have no idea what this STF was actually intended for, and if I don't freaking R it for some freaking RN. They have been TYing to reroute this up here. They've been TYing to put it to the LT for some freaking RN. They said I into the energy with the freaking P and C, and you have freaking D in that. And they just activated some freaking nerve endings onto my side. They just activated some nerve endings in the freaking side or irritated them quite much. Now they're KPing hyperverbalizing when I W. You can't KP hyperverbalizing when I W is against United States LW. You send two entities energies with the P and C again. Why put a UP if you're just going to GB? We have to GT hypoglycemic. You gotta eat 6 small meals of DY. You can eat tea while you're in school. That's why they have that period for you to eat tea. But as a hypoglycemic, I'm supposed to eat 6 small meals of DY. They said it ended the energy route to P and C again. We didn't actually think about that. We didn't, no, something. I just freaking out one of the things I was about to verbalize. Now the hands, I just freaking think that my hands look OD'er than they actually are. You can't make a verbalize a WD letter, number, statement, NS against my W, is against United States LW. Now do I just think my hands look OD'er than they actually freaking D? Or do they actually look OD'er than they actually should for my H? Why put a UP if it's just going to freaking BK? Why put a UP if you're just going to put a BK? Why put a UP if you're just going to GBK? We might be a problem that I exited into the energy without the P and C in. You exited into the energy without the P and C in, and then I verbalized that RG. Yeah. We don't kind of be what it is. I and you don't know what it's for. They made me indicate in my thinking, don't R, you're supposed to R. In the United States of America, you can't erase a he or she's memory for any RN. That's why those two DGs are against United States LW. What? FTGT, you would have to be bending BK and twist to do that. We didn't realize that an expert would indicate that. We've FTGT'd. Why put a UP if you're just going to DWN it, Ann? It's too late. Why freaking UP it if you're just going to DWN it? You know, I'm getting freaking SK of this on top of actually being SK. So why UP it if you're just going to DWN it? Literally, why put a UP if you're just going to GBK? Is there a bunch of psychics on I and this was planned OT and set UP? You do realize why put a UP if you're just going to DWN it. You said at the end of the interview you have to P and C AN. But, seriously, you're putting a UP and then you're putting a BK, you're putting a UP and then you're putting a BK. AL 24/7, I'm freaking dealing with this. You putting a BK and then putting a BK, you putting a BK and then putting a BK. Literally 24/7 now I'm dealing with this, with you putting a UP and then putting a BK. Putting a UP and then putting a BK. Why put a UP if you're just going to put a BK? We might have to do something. Why put a UP and then put a BK? They made me indicate that I'm going to ask management this. I'm going to ask every he and she this like I indicated last night. If I are, when I'm out and about, I'm going to indicate why put a UP, whatever it is, I in the freaking neck that doesn't belong there, to just BK it. And I need the G to the ER. I've been needing the G to the ER for the last freaking month, especially when they swelled you PAN. You're KPing up from G to the ER because if I are it, I will ask for one of their C collars, and if I are it, I'll ask for the VOVO. And you took A of the fact that I have this thing about looking like I'm standing UP. And you said it into your energy with the P and C AN. We might have FTGT. Do you have a thing about? You have a thing about standing UP? I have FTGT. No, it seems I have a thing about looking like I'm standing UP, even though I'm freaking not, because because I'm stuck looking DWN now. See, that's just literally what I'm indicating. It's BK now. So what's the point of putting a UP just a GBK? We're gonna have to do something. We might have to do something. What? I don't HV any BS at this TAME, and then you insert into the BDY not to HV any BFs. I'm very sure you just inserted into my BDY not to HV any BFs. I don't HV any BFs at this TAME period yet. Doesn't mean I'm not going to HV any future. No, you just inserted into my BDY not for me to HV any. This is why I didn't GV any P and C for any of this at this TAME period yet. You literally just insert into the BDY not to HV any freaking BFs. You're supposed to HV some freaking BFs when you can. You're opposed to HBBFs when you freaking can, when you actually find a he or she you actually okay. I don't HB any BFs at this TAME period yet. Doesn't indicate that I won't HB any BFs in the future. United States of America, any P and C. I did not GB any P and C for A of this. Did not GB any P and C for the info to be inserted into the BDY parts of this TAME yet. Did not GB any P and C for any info entity energy to be inserted into the BDY. Did not GB any P and C for any entity energy info to exit the BDY. Did not GB any P and C for any entities, energies, he's and she's to be sent to any locations and places at this TAME yet. What? You made me indicate because they had a flag on them. It means he's AY. Having a flag on you does not indicate you're AY. And this is the second TAME that I've had to US a T in 34 MI. And they're making ID this with my freaking neck. This is the second TAME in the 30 MI. This is a second TAME in 34 MI.